Alright boys, so Ryuki vs Adam Dudley is starting out quite good. I'm enjoying it. Adam has improved by tons since his Kengan counterpart. Back in Kengan, he's one of the characters more so shit on the most or underappreciated. A lot of people would lump him with the likes of Shiba, Nezu, and various other super low tiers. I'm also thought he was somewhat around the level of Nikado Ren, but as a whole, Adam wasn't really respected after his Kengan fight against Cosmo, even though he did fairly well against Cosmo. But here in his fight against Ryuki, we get to see what he's been training for all these years with Koichi and Cosmo, and how much of a beast he's actually become. Apart from that, we get to see Ryuki finally being pretty much prepared for Kengan matches or non-killing matches, thanks mainly to Kiryu's training, which is good to see. The blink in combination with the Gaoh style techniques are very cool to see. And as a whole, I still think Ryuki is going to win this fight, but it seems as though it's not going to be easy, thankfully, and we're going to get to see a good fight. Which does bring up the question of whether or not injuries will play a part in his fight against Koga in the second round. Of course, we saw Koga at the end of his fight against Silver. Yes, he seems to be fairly injured, but I don't think his injuries are to the same degree as, for example, Sorpang's injuries from the likes of Cosmo. I think Ryuki may potentially be more injured from his fight against Adam than what Koga was against Silver. It also depends whether there's actually a little break in between round 1 and round 2, which would allow the characters to pretty much heal up potentially. Would be kind of nice. I don't really want fights to go one way due to an injury limiting them in some way. That may be a disappointing aspect, but if it is like that, it could be interesting and a way to, cope for your favorite character, potentially losing, he's injured, etc. stuff like that. But before I continue, welcome to the Mysterious Weeb YouTube channel. Today I am caffeinated drinking some no sugar energy drink, so cool stuff there. Normally not caffeinated making videos, so if you like caffeinated Mysterious Weeb, let me know down below. But subscribe if you haven't already, it'll be greatly appreciated. Now, let's continue. So, Adam's overall improvements have come about due to training with Cosmo and dealing with the insane speed of Cosmo's zone, which has increased Adam's reaction time immensely, in combination with learning a little bit about foresight and the power of predictions. What Adam is doing against Ryuki now is he's being aware of his own blind spot and knows Ryuki is going to attack from his blind spot, so he's preparing an attack for his own blind spot, and that's how he's able to counter Ryuki throughout this chapter, which is smart stuff. Prior to this, Adam was more so viewed as one of the, dumber characters in the series or dumber fighters. Even though this was pretty much due to his training with his master, it has given him, some props for his own intelligence, which is also good to see. And we also get a pretty cool statement from Kazi regarding Ryuki's newfound abilities with the Koei and Gaoh style combination. This is what's said. Earth Crouching Dragon and Air Ending have almost the same motion leading up to them. Combine that with Koei style's Blink and his moves become borderline unreadable. Unreadable is a very important statement considering that's how pretty much foresight and the whole Inception thing in Kengan works. If you can't read your opponent, you can't really use it on them, and that has been Ryuki's main advantage in a lot of fights, as shown when he's fighting against Native when he was using his Eye of the Sky. Ryuki was able to counter that by being unpredictable, or as it says here, unreadable. The Gaoh style may have been specialized for ambushes, but he's made it practical for a match, of course, thanks to Kiryu's training. Regarding Ryuki's techniques, he's still really using the Gaoh style techniques we've seen before. I hope he pulls out some new ones, or maybe ones that are similar to some Nico style techniques we've seen Oma use throughout the series. Air Rending and Earth Crouching Dragon are pretty much the two default moves he's been using ever since his introduction. Of course, seeing Blink again is cool, one of the coolest techniques in the series in my opinion. And of course, Ryuki can still use the Rakashasha's Palm, and if he was to land that on Adam, that could do some pretty significant damage. But of course, I'm just waiting for some brand new Gaoh style techniques that we haven't seen before, which will be most likely a game-changing factor in this fight. But it seems as though Adam is actually taking a little bit of the advantage at the end of the chapter here, with, of course, him saying the following line that I'm not going to read out for my own safety, but yes, Adam said that. It seems as though Adam's blows are still very powerful like they were back in Ashura, probably even more powerful now, with Gaoh taking pretty significant damage here, and may enter like super serious mode, and may kind of become unhinged in the next chapter, because Gaoh, yes, he's remaining calm right now and trying to abide by the rules, but as soon as he gets beat up a little bit, Gaoh is a character who pretty much snaps and goes for the kill, and he could very well do that against Adam here, which could very well result in Adam's death. And if Adam was to get killed by Gaoh in this fight, that of course would result in Gaoh's disqualification from the tournament, meaning Koga will by default go to the finale of the tournament. Then we would most likely have Gaoh completely leaving like Kazi and Koga and joining Kiryu and I guess Akoya on fully dedicated worm hunting, potentially joining the dark side, and that's where we'll have the full separation of Gaoh and Koga. That's a possibility for where the fight could actually head, as Adam is looking quite good in the fight now and will require Gaoh to most likely go all out. And Gaoh going all out is quite dangerous considering the rules of the tournament. But considering all that, I personally want to see Gaoh fight Koga in this tournament. But if the story was actually to continue this way, with Gaoh killing Adam, who of course is close to Koga, and that makes the whole separation, Gaoh joining the dark side, leaving Koga and Kazi, if that was the way the story was to progress that way, and I wouldn't really technically mind that much. I think it would be good for Gaoh's character and build up Koga even more for the future of the story. Even though I want to see them fight now, building them up for their like finale fight at the end of the series could be pretty cool as well. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts down below of whether you think Gaoh will actually kill Adam during this fight, or you just think he is going to win, or you're one of the people who think Adam's going to win. Even though I wouldn't technically mind Adam winning against Gaoh, the main issue I have is I wouldn't really be too interested in seeing Adam vs Koga in the second round. I would much prefer Koga vs Gaoh. That's a major reason, and I do like Gaoh a lot more than Adam. Even though Adam is much better now in Kengan Omega compared to his Kengan Ashura counterpart. Even back in his fight against Himura, he was pretty badass, and now he's being quite cool, but hopefully some new techniques from Adam will be nice to see, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, let me know your thoughts on the chapter down below. Check out all the other stuff in the description if you haven't already. And of course, shout out to the mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. Check out these videos here and stay tuned for more content. That's it guys. Peace.